Hey ho, hier ist wieder Aquifel mit Heavy Rain Episode 19. Letzte Hinweise. Viel Spaß.
Wir sind halt kein Rache, wir sind ja auch kein Krimineller. Die haben wir erschossen, weil sie uns erschießen wollten. Mal sehen, was Maddie jetzt wieder rauskommt. Oh mein Herr, dass ich die da bisher alle Leben durchgebracht habe.
Only a few hours left before Sean Mars dies. Hope I'm not wasting my time. John Shepard died 30...
Hello, I'm looking for Anne Shepard's room. Please sign the visitor's book.
Das Autogramm wird mal viel wert sein.
Are you a member of the family?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, she'll be pleased to have a visitor. No one ever comes to see her. With the Alzheimer's, she has trouble remembering things, but it'll still please her. You know. It's room 19 at the end of the corridor.
Thank you. Room 19. Where is that?
At the end of the corridor? Die wackelt auch im Arsch. Achso, ich kann mir die Dinger noch angucken. 13. 18.
Hello, Mrs. Shepard.
I don't know.
Is it time for my pills already?
Yes.
No, Mrs. Shepard,
They're never on time with my pills. I don't know what they do here. In the other hospital, they were always on time. But here...
My name is Madison Page. I'm a journalist. I'd like to ask you some questions about your son.
I don't like this hospital. The food isn't very good, you know.
I can write an article about that.
You had a son named John, and John had a twin brother.
Do you have my pills? It's time for my pills.
Do you remember John?
My Johnny. He is a good little boy, you know.
I know what happened at Carnaby Square. Do you remember?
Carnaby Square. I think I used to live there a long time ago. We didn't have much money at the time, you know. We had to make do with very little.
Your other son, Mrs. Shepard, John's twin brother. What was his name?
What other son? I have no other son. I never had any children.
Try to remember, Mrs. Shepard. John's twin brother was placed with a foster family after the accident. What was the name of the foster family?
I asked them for a television, you know. They said I didn't have enough money. It's a pity. I'm fond of television.
I think your son is in trouble, Mrs. Shepard. He's done some terrible things. I need to find him. Do you understand?
Terrible things you're telling me. He never came to see me, can you believe it? In 10 years, never. No one forgets their mother, do they?
Mrs. Shepard, your son may be linked to a series of murders. Perhaps you have some information that could help the investigation.
Are you a new nurse? Where are my pills?
Reihenfolge verkackt.
It'd take days, if not longer, to find the name of the family that adopted her son. Sean Mars would be dead by then. Alright, no point in wasting my time. I won't learn anything more by staying here. This woman might be the origami killer's mother. Must be some way to get her to remember. You don't seem to get many flowers, Mrs. Shepard.
No, but I love them. My son knows that I love flowers. I know he'll bring me some.
All right, no point in wasting my time. I won't learn anything more by staying here. Does Mrs. Shepard ever talk about her past?
It's not all very clear to her now. Sometimes she'll remember the oddest things, though. I suppose if she sees something that reminds her of her past.
Did she ever mention her sons?
Sons? Well, she often mentions John. I think he drowned.
Does she ever talk about her other son?
I didn't know she had another one. I've never heard her mention it.
Does she get many visitors?
She's been here for 10 years and you're the first. Sometimes, if you show her things, it seems to trigger a memory from her past. You might get it to remember.
Thanks for the advice.
Hätte ich früher gebraucht. Ich glaube jetzt die Blumen da. Something from her past.
What a lovely orchid. My sons loved orchids. We used to grow them in the back. When John died, I laid orchids on his grave.
Are these your children, Mrs. Shepard? John and his brother? Is that them?
They're good little boys. Their father never looked after them, always drinking. They didn't have an easy life, you know.
Did you make these origami figures?
My little paper animals. They played with them for hours. I showed my boys how to make them, you know.
Yes, your boys, Mrs. Shepard. John and... what was your other son's name again?
My other son? I only had one son, my little Johnny. I love origami, but that's not my favorite one. I love origami, but that's not my favorite one.
Ich hoffe, ich habe eine Menge Papier da. The dog, the from. Da muss ich wahrscheinlich einfach nur stumpf alle durchgehen.
Oh, you know how to do these little dogs too. My children loved origami. I taught them how to do it. John loved the little dogs. He always wanted to call them Max. Max, Max, Max? All dogs with the same name. I was wasting my time telling him they couldn't all have the same name. But he always wanted his paper dogs Max. It's funny, isn't it? I cried when they told me. I'd already lost one of my children, and now they were taking away another one, you understand.
The foster family, Mrs. Shepard. What was the name of the foster family that adopted John's brother?
They were really very nice people. I met them, you know. In the beginning, I used to go and see my little boy. And then I got sick and I couldn't go any longer. Perhaps he thought I'd forgotten him. He must have thought I didn't love him anymore.
What's the family's name?
His name,
Goddammit,
Mrs. Shepard.
old hog.
What was his name?
But I loved him. If you only knew how much I missed him.
Please, Anne. His name. What was his name?
Come closer.
Der Frettel. Ach, und ich krieg's nicht mit. Fickt euch doch, das ist ja mies. Oh, sie war nicht in... Scheiße. Rainbow Lane.
The last origami figure. The last trial. The last origami figure. The last trial.
The last trial. The last question. Are you prepared to give your life to save your sons? There is a deadly poison in this file. It will kill you in exactly 60 minutes. If you drink it, you will get the last letters of the address. You will have enough time to save your son and say goodbye to him, but then you will die. You can drink the file or decide to leave. The choice is yours.
There's got to be another way. I can't kill myself to save my son. The cameras. He must be watching me. Save Sean and die. Christ. He loses his father, but at least he's alive. Maybe it's the right thing to do.
The last letters have been sent to your phone.
Theodore Roosevelt. Da hätte man auch selber drauf kommen können.
I did what I had to, Sean. Your dad's coming to save you.
Von der Roosevelt irgendwas da.
We've only got a few more
Theodore
hours left to
Roosevelt.
save Sean Mars. There has to be a goddamn clue somewhere. It's probably staring me in the face. This kid's gonna die, and I'm going around in circles!
All packed up and ready to go?
What are you talking about?
The investigation's over. We know who did it. We no longer need your services anymore, Norman. So you can ride your files all the way back to Washington. I'd be lying if I said I was gonna miss you.
The investigation isn't over. You have absolutely nothing on Mars.
Mars is guilty. Case closed. Anyway, it's no concern of yours now. You're off the case. So pack up and fuck off.
Blake, you are an unbalanced, psychopathic asshole.
I'll take that as a compliment. Honestly, I don't give a shit what you think. I found the origami killer. Everyone's happy. End of story. Have a nice trip back, Norman.
Ich finde jetzt den Clou und bin dann auch beim Showdown da.
The killer's name is here. Somewhere in this data. I just have to find it. Find it before it's too late.
Oh, one last thing, sir. You should be careful not to overindulge in you-know-what. It can be dangerous. Very dangerous. It'll end up killing you if you're not careful. That would be most unfortunate, sir.
Two receipts from the same gas station. Might be near the killer's home.
Okay, that's grasping for straws.
Ah, that doesn't get us anywhere. The killer lives in this zone. 342 people live around there. Not good enough. Gotta find a means of identifying the killer more precisely. gun the killer left at the Blue Lagoon. Perhaps there's some way of tracing its history. Impounded in a police case 5 years ago. The gun is still supposed to be in police custody. Who checked it out? If not a cop. Harry was in record mode when I was fighting with the killer. Perhaps there's something on it. The sword was already in Paco's office. It's got nothing to do with the killer.
Yeah, obviously.
Gold watch. I'm sure I've seen this before somewhere.
Genau. For Larry's promotion.
The watch they give for promotions to lieutenant. The killer is a cop.
Das ist aber schon mal die ganz entscheidende. Ganz entscheidender Hinweis.
Looks like the killer is a cop. Carter Blake! That would explain the dead-end investigation and his desire to frame Ethan Mars.
Jetzt ist natürlich die Sache, Investigate Further ist anscheinend nicht nur im Ari. Ich meine, er kann ja schauen, ob er Blake
Cop. There's only one cop in that geoprofiling zone. Gotcha. He owns a warehouse on the docks. If I'm wrong, Sean Mars is dead.
Ha! Aber wir haben ihn raus. Haben es gekriegt. Ja. Gehen wir durch ihn durch.
Tja, wer der Killer ist, erfahrt ihr beim nächsten Mal. Ich hoffe, es hat euch Spaß gemacht und würde mich freuen, wenn ihr halt nächstes Mal wieder reinschaltet oder auch vielleicht ein Abo dalasst. Bis denn dann.